Insurance. Okay. What's your next handout, Dana? What do you have for us next? I think that was your hardest time.
Here, take that one.
These, the long copy? No, that's Bill's.
I thought that was
That's
Bill's,
maybe,
but you haven't, I know you had another one, but you told me you didn't.
Oh, that's the, no, I did mention that. That one goes along with the stipends. That just breaks out the mentor stipend
Oh.
report. Yeah.
Oh, I missed that.
okay, this is the same that you saw last week. All I did was I added a column, 2014 requested amount, so that's the superintendent's requested budget amount. And then if you flip to the very back page, I added all the grants from the past 10 years and gave you a grand total for grants and then a grand total for grants and general fund budget, so you can see exactly how much we pay out or spend on special ed costs. And then below that, you'll see special ed students and OOD. OOD is out of district students. Those are the numbers from this year through 2007. And I only went to 2007 because we do not have accurate numbers beyond that year, because we were not on a database then, so the numbers aren't accurate, or as accurate as they should be, so I just didn't even include them.
That's where we changed databases.
And you have the per pupil cost of in-district special ed students, and then the second number is the per pupil cost of out-of-district students, and that's very rough. That's because one child could cost us $14,000, another could cost us $300,000. That's the average. And that's on top of all the regular ed costs.
So that plus 13,000.
Right. For the in-district special ed.
Okay, so the in-district is really 27 and a half.
Right, because they're receiving all of the regular ed amenities also.
But once again, an average says the total amount spent divided by the total number of students. It doesn't take into account that Sue may need physical therapy and occupational therapy and speech and language and psychiatric care, where Cheryl only needs to see the speech teacher once a week. So it varies tremendously.
A question? So we added the 2014 requested amount, but the 2012 and 11 actual amounts changed in each category.
Because on the administrator last week, we noticed, because we never did a budget transfer in budget committee, there was added money in there from last budget season. So I took it out so it would show you exactly what it is.
No, I know, but the teachers are off, social workers are off, psychologists are off.
The
They're all different.
2013 projected amount is not the budget amount, it's where I think we're gonna end up at year end.
I'm looking at 2012 actual, 2011 actual.
Comparing the two different handouts, the one you gave
Yeah.
us last time.
Yeah, the numbers are not the same. I was just gonna ask that same question. Because all the way down the line, they have different numbers of teachers at each school. Last week to this week, you've added a teacher at each school. You've added a teacher at Boulder Wetmore. I mean, going all the way down, you've added a teacher at the high school. So,
Oh, right, because
the full-time FTEs
what I
for
told you
2012.
all last week was in the student services administrator line, there is about 300,000+ in there.
Well, they're down on the teachers. They're not
I'm in
looking
the
at that.
teachers, I'm nowhere near that.
I know.
Okay.
So, and I said to you, there are certain teachers that are charged to that line item, and that was a mistake, I said that last week. So when
Okay,
I
but that
went
was-
through,
there's
I
3 last week. I've already gone through 3 additional teachers here. And, I mean, how many people did you not have
there
3
was
FTEs?
There was 3.
Okay,
There was
well, I
3
don't- you've-
teachers in the administrator
You
line
already
item.
have 1 additional teacher, 2 additional teachers, 3 additional teachers, 4 or 5 additional teachers, just for 2012 actual. So you've got 5 additional people in your new spreadsheet that were not there in last week's spreadsheet. Because your teacher totals went from 41 teacher totals last week to 46.5 teacher totals this week.
She added in the grant aid ones.
And same thing for 2011, you went from 40 last week to 42 this week. And previous years all match up. So your 2011, 2012 totals don't match up at all.
Because last week's filled out grant, people were paid by the grant.
But wouldn't that have affected the previous years as well? Because the only issues we have are 2011, 2012.
Which are the
Previous
years we
to
got
that.
ARA money, actually, isn't it? And the ARA money paid for a lot of positions, that was millions of dollars that we only got for a short period of time as part of the Reinvestment Act.
I thought neither of these included grants, it was only paid through general fund.
Yeah.
The one last week didn't have the grants netted out, the one this week has them added back in.
No,
Well,
I
that's-
think just the formula for the total is, because when you add the numbers, it's not coming out to that big of a difference. Somehow the formula, the sum total is wrong.
Yes. Yes.
And I move that I don't believe that we can vote on this until we actually know what we're dealing with and what's in what buildings. So I think we might be more beneficial tonight going through, addressing any other concerns we have, and then hopefully by the end of this week, getting reports that are accurate, and then scheduling another meeting to actually see what we have. I am not comfortable when none of the numbers add up, the staffing keeps changing. We either need to go in the building and count who we have in these buildings or something, but we cannot approve a budget with a 7% increase until we have worksheets that actually balance and we know where everybody is and who we're counting for.
Was that a motion?
That's my motion.
Well, we're actually in the middle of a motion.
What's the
We're
motion?
doing the budget. So
Oh,
I
you
guess
gotta
we
make
could
a
have
secondary
a
motion.
secondary motion to do that.
You want-
Our timeline is we have to have it to Board of Finance by the 30th, right?
The city by the 15th, by charter.
Oh, the city by the 15th,
Right.
so we would basically have till next Wednesday to have another meeting on the 10th, which would bump budget and personnel. And
Well, this is by far the more important budget
Well, yeah.
issue.
Well,
I
Chris,
second
would you
I second
defend?
Fiona's secondary motion. This is not a record.
Okay, so we have a secondary motion by Fiona, seconded by Paul,
Correct.
to table a vote until the 10th and set another special meeting. Discussion on that? Andrew?
Yeah, I understand what she's saying, I understand what Paul's saying. I think we need to move this along though. move this along in the sense of, are there line items to this budget that people are looking to want either added or reduced? I think we should try to do that tonight.
That's actually, that's what she said.
Yeah,
That's exactly what she said.
just vet as
She
much
said
as.
not vote on a final budget until we know what the special ed is, but to move through other line items as best we can tonight, and then have a final vote on the 10th. That was her
So
motion.
tentatively do what we're, if we can get tentative agreement on our line items with a tentative agreement on what our entire budget is, and then come back on the 10th. Is that what you're saying?
That's what the motion was.
Well, okay, then I'm in favor of that.
Okay.
I agree.
The budget has to be at the city by Thursday, or
Which-
Friday by noon.
which Thursday?
Budget book, next Friday by noon, the budget book for the board event, that's not enough time.
Well,
Well, we can't vote, all right, Fiona, we can't vote on
we'd
this.
have to look at Monday. We'd have to look at Monday for a special meeting, Monday night. We would,
Why-
we can't do Tuesday.
Can't,
And then we would have to, we'd have to have these numbers tomorrow.
Well, we have to do what we have to do, and it's,
Yeah.
you
No,
know.
no, we're just looking at.
There's no way this board can go from the board of
Yes, sir.
finance with rubber.
can we postpone your motion until the end of tonight, after we do all our discussion? And maybe by the end of the night, we can get some consensus.
But her motion is to go through all the items.
I understand that, but her motion also is to not finalize it tonight. I'm just saying, maybe let's not do that vote right now as far as not finalizing.
Do you want
it
to
tonight.
retract your
I
motion?
do not want to check.
If we don't have the correct number.
She's not interested in retracting your motion, so we'll vote on the motion and see if we're gonna. We would have to set a meeting for Monday. Okay. Are
But
there
the way to do
conflicts?
that might be without dealing with this motion, which might be procedurally awkward. It's just when we get to the end of the meeting tonight,
Mhm.
adjourn to Monday night, table it again,
We could do that.
rather than dealing with what could be procedurally wrong. Carl's thinking, right? I want to give credit.
Are you all right with that? Paul, are you okay with that?
Yeah,
Just
just
go
take-
through the discussion, table it at the end of the meeting if, to move it on?
Sure, sure.
Can we do Monday? When we're on this topic, can we do Monday? Can you do Monday?
Yeah, I can do it.
Monday,
I
Monday?
think so, I think so.
John, can you do Monday?
Yeah, just putting it on the calendar.
That's-
Same time?
Yeah. Hate 6 o'clock, we budget people. Chris, can you do Monday?
I can.
Ellen?
Yes.
All right. Well, we're gonna see where we end up at the end of the meeting, but I would say yes.
What time is it?
6 o'clock. When can we have this sheet back?
By Friday.
Thursday?
Tomorrow,
Yeah,
emailed?
yeah. If we're gonna meet Monday, we gotta have some time to go over it. And I hate to put the pressure on, but I mean, at this point, we're
Mhm.
all under the gun, so we're gonna have to try to
Mhm.
get,
Okay.
all right?
Yeah.
Email all right for you, Andrew? Sure. Okay.
What time is it on Monday?
6.
Well, we haven't officially set it yet. We're gonna, at the end of the meeting, table it, but unofficially, 6. Okay.
Another check. What? Ken?
Yes,
Um,
sorry, I'm listening to
Even when she gets these numbers together,
you. Yes.
Thank you.
what is the financial implication of these numbers changing?
Nothing. There's no financial difference, this is just a special ed report.
It's an accounting of staffing in the buildings and where we're at.
And I understand that, but at the end of the day, we're really trying to put together just the final number.
Yes.
Yeah, but Fiona's right in that we're looking at bad information. We really can't responsibly enact decision based on it.
But the board when the board's voting this, we're actually voting to approve resource allocation. This is resource allocation. We're saying, yes, we approve this budget because we need this person here and another person there and another person there. We can't possibly track that and hold anybody accountable if we don't know what the allocation is.
No. While we're on that, Danielle,
Yeah.
you can just keep the fire lit on you for a second. Is there, can we have a summary budget of the years by Friday?
The one that you asked for earlier?
Yeah, site budgets, can we have that done up
Sure.
and have that out, Friday, Saturday, so we can, so that we have the full, because that's gonna be part of the budget presentation that we're gonna send to the city, because they requested it. It would be nice to see it first.
Yes,
Okay?
the report that, that the city wanted was that one that I was under the assumption.
This one?
No, the other one.
These.
That's why I
Yeah,
did
but
it
there has
in
to
the
be,
first place.
there has to be a summary to it.
Okay.
Double check it and make sure that it adds up. All right.
Can I ask a couple other questions, if they're gonna be clarifying some of these things?
See why not.
So I'm just, first I just wanna, we got these reports on the stipends tonight.
Yes.
But when we look at this report that we got on all the schools, we're saying here, 12, 13 total stipends with the curriculum, the lunch, 2 lunches, it's at 167. But on these reports, it shows the middle school stipends are 106,775, and that the high school stipends are 245.
That has athletics. That has athletics in it, those sheets.
So the athletic stipends is,
The athletic coaches are
150,000?
called stipends in that report. That, the middle and high school in that report adds athletics to it.
so we're saying it's 167, including the stipend for the athletic department, but not including any of the other stipends. 245, but it's over 400,000 in stipends.
What other stipends are you talking about?
I don't know, I'm looking at your report here. Stipends for Torrington High School, 245, 820.
Yeah.
Stipends for Torrington Middle School, 106, 775. But here we're saying the total without the athletic coaches is 167. So how are we at almost $400,000 in stipends?
The athletic stipends are close to 300,000. Hang on a second. The athletic stipends are 231,000.
I'm not saying it's good, bad, or indifferent, I'm just saying we're trying to get a handle on this, so.
Excuse me, Mr. Chair, where are you looking at? Where are you getting that, which sheet?
She's on the old,
By building, what each building is actually costing.
it's in your, it was in your budget book.
Okay.
Sorry.
And here?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
That was one question.
Where in No, that was, where in New World are the coaches' stipends recorded?
Under salaries, they're in, are you looking in the, in that report that you're looking at,
Yes.
there's an athletic page.
I mean, there's a whole section in the back here for athletics.
Yeah, just for athletic, it's behind the high school, page 44 and 45.
Okay. So we have, you're looking at proposed budget, Neil? The numbers you have were proposed or existing current year? 13, 14, that's right, thank you. So we have,
None at the middle school.
stipend middle school, 135,794. Oh, no, that's
That's the high school.
high school.
It shows 0 at the middle school and 135 at the high school.
Because this represents the superintendent's budget, and the superintendent's budget took out TMS athletics.
Okay.
Even at 7.25? Yes.
Yes.
Middle
The
school.
7.2 took out middle school, sports, JV, and freshman. But in the budget that we are looking at, it eliminates that. That's on.
So why isn't it eliminated in this?
That was about a month and a half ago.
No, I got this last week.
No, that one.
Yes, I did.
No, Fiona, that was the original budget book from, I think, 3 to 4 weeks ago. And then we issued out a new one.
You issued one on March 25th,
That's the one
13,
we're,
right?
that's what we're looking at.
This is the one that we're looking at.
Yep.
Okay. When-
So
when-
can we get this then to match this book?
Well, these were done away with.
We're not doing that anymore.
Those were thrown away to go to the new
To
world.
go to
This is what the city asked. They don't want to see them on those forms, they want to see it on New World, because it's what the Board of Finance sees everything on, so they wanted consistency. And now that we're operating on the New World software, they would like us to conform, makes their jobs easier. Okay. So stipends last year, or this current budget year, are 231,000 for coaches for between the middle school and high school.
Correct.
All right. Okay. Did you have another question?
I did. On the sheet that we got last week, where it just addresses who's at Midgeon Avenue, where is the grant writer?
Yeah. She's not on there.
Why?
Partially paid through a grant. As the grant writer, she also does early childhood. Picked up the part of my job.
But I thought this sheet was to tell us exactly who's at Midgeon Avenue, no matter how they're paid.
By who supervised?
Who supervises them? Physical bodies at Midgeon Avenue.
Right, and she's not
She's a contractor?
she's not supervised. I gave you the administrators and their secretaries. That's what I gave you for Midgeon Avenue.
Is she an employee or is she an independent contractor?
Independent contractor. Yeah.
She's both. She does both. She does both.
So where is she?
She's in general fund. She's physically housed at Midgeon Avenue. She has a desk at Midgeon Avenue. She's there periodically.
Okay, but what number is she in the budget? Do you know what I mean?
Yep, I know.
Is she a teacher?
Man, I'll give you a page number, 1 second.